Here we go. Are we live? We are live. This is Alan. This is Investing in Georgia and Resecured Capital. We are going over the affordable housing market today for the Northwest Metro Atlanta area. We are talking generally Lake Allatoona-ish. We're going to go up to Cartersville and Adairsville, and I'm pretty sure we have some more in that next town up north from there this week. And we're gonna go up to Canton and do Kennesaw and all that, Ackworth, Woodstock, blah 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 blah, whatever's in the area. So this is all gonna be $350,000 or below. I've cut down a lot of the listings I'm gonna be going over, so hopefully it should be shorter. There are a lot of listings coming up. There aren't many closings. It's good if you are buying. Not so great if you're selling, but it said if you're selling, if it's a good time to sell, you gotta sell. That's going to be on your whatever you're looking at. So if you gotta sell, don't not sell and get yourself in a pickle. So um, I guess let's dive in. Oh, look at this. I'm gonna show you something cool I did. This is my phone number. Yeah. Sorry, I missed a couple days. I was sick. But I'm going to be back on the horse, as they say, starting next week. So let's roll with that. Let's go ahead and go. Hopefully, so let's turn this off. I'm still having the problems I had. Oh no, oh no. Give me a second. I'm still having the problems I had with one of my effects. You got me double. You don't want to see me twice, do you? Do you? But there we go. And now I gotta go to here and turn on this effect. So I am disappearing. Hopefully this is a little bit better. So I am an agent and I'm a contractor. Ooh, I got something special for you in today's video. And I think I might try to use it as a recurring thing coming on. I don't know. Not many people watch these, so it's worth trying anything. I forget where I was going. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. What do we have new hitting the market? Is it any of these things? They just kind of caught my eye for one reason or another. I've had to limit a lot about what I'm picking out because I've just been spending way too long doing these. And the little surprise we got coming up is somewhere in the middle. And it's going to go a little pick through about what you should look for a flip property. Because I found one that was a little bit shocking. Not really shocking, but quite common actually. And what you should look for in a flip. But before, let's just start digging in. Oh, so this one caught my eye. It was a 285, 3-bedroom one. It's on a lake. The reason it caught my eye, like these pictures. And this is through a probably one of the, if not the biggest agent in the area. And the house shows well and all that. And, it's pretty decent job. They could have put some more stuff away. But these pictures, oh my gosh, what is the deal with these pictures? And then I was like, well, maybe they just listed it. It's been up for 5 days. But I don't know what the deal is with that. But it looks cool. And if you are looking, so it looks tiny from the front, then it's got that double big old tall thing from the back on a pond. So it looks nice. 285, 3-1 up in Talking Rock. I won't make a joke about Talking Rocks. How about that? Split view makes you know I don't want to do that. And oh, 2-1. Is this in downtown Jasper? Looks like looks like a 1920s property is my guess. Maybe 20s to 40s. It looks pre-war. Maybe not. Okay. Oh, how many pictures of the outside are we gonna have? So what would I do if I was to sell this house? Cut down this. The crepe myrtle's all right. I don't like getting rid of it. You can cut down this. Because the house is hidden. You already got this big tree. You're not gonna get rid of that big tree. But you just make it is hiding, taken away from your house. And the crepe myrtle probably should go. I wouldn't argue with that. but your house is going to show a lot better if you do. And I want to, I want to buy a house. We don't want to look there where now we're inside. Well, maybe I see why they weren't showing it. Eh, okay, it definitely needs some cleaning. So this place better be near downtown. Ooh, no, it looks like pine floors. Is my guess? I don't know. Oh, they have water and sewer. That's kind of weird. They have a sewer clean out, an old sewer clean out there. It's also kind of weird they took a picture of it, but is very helpful to know that it has a sewer clean out. Oh yeah, this is near downtown. Yeah, that one might be if you love it. They said a lot of these things. It was in as is by the trustee in a family trust. So these people might have. Oh yeah, built 1950. Oh, wasn't a lot of building going on right around. That's been the very beginning of the post-war era. Do 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 do. Sorry, let's keep moving. Any of these houses can go significantly for less than any of these prices. So, especially if it's a family trust, they might have grown up there and they might want just to go to a good house. So, go to a good family to make it nice and beautiful again because maybe they grew up there. So, any of these properties, I try to pick out the ones that catch my eye, but any of these properties can go for significantly less. If you look at my good deals done this week, videos I try to do also as well. A lot of stuff is coming on the market. Not a lot of stuff is being sold. I think it literally is like 9 sold last week and 30 new listings. So this one, 350, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. I know this area. Yeah, a little bit high it seems, but it shows well. So let's take a gander. It's kind of a weird, I don't know, it's the way the shadows are hitting it and the way that is. I'm kind of interested to see what the interior layout is. Let's take a gander. Nice and clean, nice deck. A big drop off. Oh, that's nice. That's a weird picture. So like I love pedestal sinks. I used to love pedestal sinks until I had one in my house. They look great, but they are yeah. Oh, boy. You think they would have done a little bit more to fix that up for the picture or glue it up? Something. That's really the only thing. But they seem to really like to highlight it. So this might be a good bit rougher than what it looks like in the pictures because it shows well. Yeah, let's see this entryway. Okay. Okay. Now I get it. That's pretty helpful. Yeah, so that's going on the way out to, if you go out here, this is a very nice area. Right out this area. I forget can't think of the name. Canyon Ridge, something like that. So it's going out that way. You can meet the new high school there. I think, oh, and it's on Puckett Creek. I thought it was on the river. River. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. River. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry, I'm gonna keep moving. 325 in Canton. Oh yeah, this one caught my. It's a good deal for the price. Well, it looks like it. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. This is off a main road, but it's in a good area. I think this is gonna be, was it Liberty Elementary? Yeah, Liberty Elementary, Freedom High School, and Cherokee High. So you get to go to the new Cherokee High School. Fixer upper opportunity. Ooh, I selected it at 325. because I thought it showed pretty decent at first, and I didn't think it was a fixer-upper. So I'm already gonna say that this is overpriced. Yeah. And anytime they don't show you the pictures, and I've talked to agents that ask them what the deal is with this, because they don't want to scare people off. But if you're the person that wants to do the renovations, you've probably seen some nasty things. So I assume this thing is disgusting, and it's probably not. So that's the thing. If you're targeting the people that do renovations, they're probably not going to be over or are going to be more scared of what it could be. Oh no, sorry guys. I keep flashing myself up there. Fortunately, that's the only thing. No jokes. 2 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 277. I mean, it's cheap for this area, especially like you get to the area. Wait, what is going on here? Oh, I thought it looked like someone hanging out in the door right there. It's just a reflection. So we got this unit, looks like right here. Ah, 277, 2 bedroom, 2 bath. It's a good way to get into the area. So I assume the HOA has exterior maintenance. It's probably like 180, $200 a month or so. Decently updated. Looks nice. Move in ready. Not top of the line or anything, but nice. You get to know your neighbors well. Is that really the? Do they just have two? Because there's. Yeah, I think they just have two sitting areas. Okay. Never mind. You don't get to know your neighbors that well. Let's keep moving. Well, let's go down to Woodstock. Oh, are we completely bypassing Woodstock? Wait. 315 Hawkins Store Road. 3 bedroom, 2 bath. Kennesaw. Let's see how much work this thing needs. We got bad pictures. For 315. Oh, it's got a pool. Thing about a pool, you gotta maintain a pool. So it's not necessarily, it's not a negative for a property, but it's not really as much of a positive, especially if you already need to do work on the inside. Well, so basically pool repairs go in either two categories. They're either pretty easy and, under $1,000 or so, or they go big, like if your pump dies or something like that. But as long as you just need like new filtration and all that type of stuff, it's not too bad. So 315. Let me see. You're gonna play premium for the pool. I'd say I don't know. I don't know this exact area, so obviously I wouldn't want to pool in an investment property, which is a good chance of what you're looking for. Oh my gosh. That was Treats, frequent contributor to the show. My puppy dog. This is the one. All right. So, flip. This is a flip property. Clearly. And I'm going to point out some things that, as a flipper and a contractor, that jump out. So, how do I know this is a flip instantly? This looks like HGTV right out of it, right? And it's a cute little house, right? Right? Right. So, brand new stuff here. And I think if they put down this and they don't put down flowers, that means that there's not going to be someone there regularly to do maintenance. It's understandable because let me take a step back. So flippers, a lot of them do good jobs. A lot of them do great jobs. A lot of them do horrible jobs. I got some red flags here. What they can be really good at is making things look good, obviously. You say if you go to like your big or really big investors like your Open Doors, they do a pretty obviously bad job. It's the ones that look good that you got to look closer at. And I'm going to try to point out some of the things. So they did say out, open door and all those, like they just kind of get someone in there with a paint sprayer everywhere, and you can kind of tell. This one they wanted to make it look really nice, like HGTV. Now, especially if you get the smaller flippers that are in there, consider this more like an art, or they want to do a top-notch job and they don't want to be called back. Um, a lot of this, ideally, what you're going to look for is like a smaller flipper. These, I assume this is a bigger flipper, or they are a new flipper that doesn't really know what they're doing, and they want it to look like HGTV. But I assume this is a bigger flipper. Um, so yeah, this cosmetic thing looks great, doesn't it? They probably spent a couple $1,000s on that, making that look all beautiful. But it's the, so that looks great, right? Nothing, no issues. Okay, everything's clean, well maintained, like I say. Shows well looking, cosmetically beautiful. Red flag number one, it's the little details that they're gonna miss. So we got see that wire right there? That's your doorbell. They just have the sticking out there. You miss it, and maybe they got it done the next day. Not a big deal. But it's there's you're looking for multiple things, and they're gonna add up. There's gonna be a couple. And so these color cabinets, I guess they are popular. I don't watch HGTV, all that stuff, but I guess they're popular on here. You're gonna also want to watch for like a mishmash of things, so you can tell they just had certain things, like so look at this light up there. This looks like an older light, and then you got these modern things. Then yeah, these type of cabinets, cosmetically they look great. I don't know how, and they're not my style personally, but my style is bland anyway, so I would probably go with the white and black or something like that. Maybe like, yeah, little accents here and there. But I like pretty boring stuff. I'm gonna say backsplash is good expensive, so they don't put on the backsplash. And see, they just did a little low rise thing there. See, I know when you do that, and of course you can put on your backsplash after that. What they're probably gonna say is so you can pick your backsplash. But really, that's just like the extra piece they have, and it makes it to me looks like one of the cheaper counters. Sorry, making y'all dizzy. We got these fancy looking stairs. Look good, right? Look good. No issues, right? No issues. And you can only do so much about your actual layout. That's kind of cool. You got the windows right there, window there. Yeah, say what you will about the actual layout. It's kind of cool though. Yeah, who knows who did that? So I cannot argue. So we're gonna start noticing. You'll notice the AC units there in the wall. That's very common from houses from the 50s or so. 50s, 60s, etc. Not a picture. That just might be a little something. It looks very nice, doesn't it? Now let's start looking at these windows. See that? Yeah, that's old windows, right? Old windows, old windows. So now let's look at the floor plans real quick. So this is the upstairs. You got 2 bedrooms at the back of the house. And downstairs, you got 2 bedrooms at the back of the house. And if I don't, that's not the bedroom. Well, let's just keep rolling. All right. So into this is upstairs. This is upstairs. Now the thing is when we go downstairs. So they are saying this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,112 square foot house. And I can tell you. So first of all, yeah, if you notice they didn't put the drywall on the ceiling here. That is fine. You know, you got the cosmetics of this right here. This is a bedroom. This is not a fire. You cannot say this is a bedroom because this is not a fire egress. First of all, anything below, as I said, if I believe if there's an appraiser here that wants to counter me on this, feel free. But from what I was told, if the dirt gets touches any way, like the floor level on any level, it's like that front wall, um, if it goes up like a certain height, like it's considered below grade. So this is all below grade. Below grade is generally valued at 50% of what above grade would be. And first of all, so that's, you know, it looks like about half your square feet is 1,000 of your square feet. It's going to be valued at 50% of the floor value, square footage. And this is marketed as a bedroom. That does not look to me like it's going to bath safety egress. You can't have it doesn't look like a fireman can come in there. It might be. I'd have to be there to measure it and all that, but this one too. So I think we are really looking at, all you got to do is really cut these down and do that. But it's the thing that they didn't notice that, you know, or that they didn't do that. See, so if you had all these bulkheads in there, the reason why they didn't put drywall in here is because the AC units, and if you would box this out, like it would make it look a lot smaller. That's why they do it that way. So, and it looks cool, but really you got a 2 bedroom, 2 bath house with a big basement. As it is, you know, it would have been an easy fix. Let's see when we get to some outdoor pics. Because you can see, so you got the 2 bedrooms in the back of the house up there, and you got one back here. That's that living room area. And here's the other one. So all you really have to do is cut those down more. But so, yeah, the fact that they didn't do it is more the alerting thing. So that's my flip of the week. Be careful with that because I'm pretty sure there's no permits pulled for that. And it said in there's new AC, and it looks like they touched the ducting. You can replace the HVAC without a permit per se, but if you touch the ducting, you need permits, and I imagine they didn't pull any permits. I have not done my research on that, but so this says to me, if you're going to make an offer on this house, I have enough questions. Excuse me. I would question everything. You're gonna want permits for it, because if they touch the ducting, you have to get permits. I have a video coming up on that. I was supposed to do it the other day, but I did not get it. So that screams flipper to me. Watch out. Double check everything on this one. You're gonna want to do a lot of research if you are buying a house from a flipper. You want to make sure. I have another idea for an agent. So they bought it for 132 in February. So it took them whatever 6-7 months to get that done. They probably $100,000 into it. It looks like a pretty good deal still, but you got to do the job right. And since it took them so long, they might have gotten all their permits and all that. But my guess is that they didn't. And regardless, they shouldn't be marketing it as a 2 bedroom or a 4 bedroom. You know, maybe there's a chance that they got through that. I would want to measure that. But a lot of red flags went off on this one. So keep your eye on this. If you are looking to buy a flip, make sure to have an agent that is savvy to flips and what to look for. It's because your inspector can find a lot of stuff, but there's also your inspector can and cannot say. Um, you want to have a good agent to weed these things out to begin with, because the inspector can only go off like a photo of, and a snapshot of the house at that date and time. And if a lot of stuff is hidden, and he can't really speculate, he or she cannot really speculate on what's going on behind there. It's not really there. They can, but an agent should be savvy enough to weed you away from these things. So I'm going to try to go faster. That's the one I want to highlight on why you need, if you're going to be buying in this, if you buy a flip, it can be good, but you got to be really savvy. Get an agent that knows what to look for. You can call myself, or if you are somewhere else, just make sure to have a good agent that is savvy to what they can hide in flips. I did that for a while, and I know what you can and cannot do and what the bad people do. So 325, what do we got? What do we have? Still in Kennesaw area, 1,400 square feet. If you did want to fill this in, since you already got the roof there, this was common in Atlanta, we would just do that. This is what we call a boat door generally. It's a garage, but generally people didn't use them even then. Because to park your car in there, you have to make sure that underneath the house, because if you're parking your car underneath your house, and what does a car put off? Emissions, what do they call it? Carbon monoxide? Monoxide. And you got to make sure to do double drywall and all this stuff. And you got to do a lot of things to make sure. Where is this tile guy? That is improper. So, someone did a shady tile job. Caught my eye here, but see, look at these steps. Generally, you want to go like half the distance or so. See, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, or a third the distance. So we got 1, 2, yeah. Not too, and it's quarters. Usually you want to do halves or thirds. So like a third would be 1 and 2, then that would line up. So I didn't know what they were doing, which the walls aren't too big of a question, aren't too big of an issue with and see, like on this one they just put the full. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna make the floor is going to be your big question on a shower. And that is going to be where your issues come from. I don't know. Say, my guess is make an offer. Lower offer than 325 is what I would recommend. But I'm not looking at a specific area, but I know generally this area off 92 is more prone to have deals. See, look, 206. Ooh, what? Row. Looks nice. The only sign here is this. Do we have a fire here? That looks like a fire. It's a hot deal. If you really want to bring the outside in, have a fire. Yeah, that was a fire. So where was it? So it went up. See, I'll have to, this will be from water coming down. That was a kitchen fire. Yeah. Kitchen fire. Well, and that's better than like a bedroom fire. So at least you kind of know. Oh, here. They already fixed it up for you. So fire damage, especially if you're going to be renovating it, is a pain in the butt. Generally, you have to have engineers come out and architects to stamp stuff, because your building inspectors aren't going to want to have their name on that. So that is one thing you should. Sorry, I keep messing that up today. I don't usually have that open, so I haven't had an issue with that before. But yeah, fire damage, you definitely want to be talking to contractors and stuff before that, because even I'm a general contractor. Before you need, I'd need to get everything signed off, get a condition from a architect or someone with an engineering with that stamp, because no one's going to want to put their name on it because you don't really know the condition of the stuff that's underneath there. $300,000, especially if it's on like a first floor, because then you don't know what's going up. If you was on the second floor, then you really just have what's up top, But especially on the first floor, who knows how far the damage went. First thing you have to do is cut out a whole bunch of drywall. You have to do a lot of clean out. There's gonna be water damage. Then once you get all that, then you got the actual fire stuff, and then you got to see how strong the wood is. Blah 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 blah. This looks $300,000. Looks nice. What's the HOA on this thing? Looks like it might be a lot. It's charming. Yeah, 208. I think they should cover all the outdoor. It looks like one of those older 55 plus. But maybe it's not. That looks like a pretty good deal. 300,000 for that area. I like that one. I would take a gander. Okay, another one. Easy way to cover this. If you want to expand this, um, you'd be to cover that over. As long as when you touch the roof is when you have to get a whole another level of permits, etc. Looks 325, 3 by. It's small. You can make it bigger. Maybe let's see what kind of basement we got too. Looks nice. Looks nice. Looks nice. You don't want everything too nice. Yeah, not really much of it. It's more like a standing crawl space. So it's small. You can deal with that. Looks to be price is pretty good. Yet again, only offer. You'd be amazed what prices are going for. What kind of discounts people are getting. People are getting big discounts, like $50,000 off, etc. So make an offer. If it's not worth it, whatever it's worth to you. If you're looking for a deal, now's the time to be shopping. All you gotta do is find one person. One person. There's like 30 properties going out listed every week just in my area. This is this area I'm looking at. And if you need one, 1 in 30, and that's every week. There's things that have been on there for months. Like I'm not even gonna dive into that. I'd be here for days and days on end talking about these things. So this say they don't tell you anything about it. Lot next door is for sale separately. So you could buy this and build if you want. If you want to partner with something, let me know. That can be a good way to do some deals as well. You're gonna do a combo deal. Do 290 in downtown Cartersville. Oh yeah. I love this one. All right. So it's a little farther out from downtown Cartersville than I would prefer, but it's still good. Um, why did I love this one? It shows very well. It's not a huge house, obviously, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 1,000 square feet. And they did a very good job with it. Let's say they got all their stuff in there. Ideally, it's not in there, but hey, people got to live. And this is a small house. But look at this. Nice grass. Look at that driveway. Clean. It's not pressure washed recently, but doesn't need it. It shows perfectly well. Another shot there. Now we're getting close. See, we're telling a story. Now we're getting closer. I'd like to be inside. Oh, I don't like going around the side of the house. A little bit of repair needed right there. Not too bad though. Okay, now we're going up. Interesting little thing there. So pretty common 20s to pre-war layout we got going on here. Actually, they had this kind of layout from like I'd say the 1880s till that's actually, my guess is this thing's closer to 1920s. Let's see, we got nice, well done, They're a fan of Boston and the Georgia Satellites. I met one of my friends was friends with a guitar player from there, who played with the Izzy Stradlin band, the Juju Hounds. Was it Rick Richards? Yeah, I met him a few times. He was friends with one of my friends. I used to play music in a previous life. Well, I used to play music people actually listened to in a previous life. Now no one listens to it. To me play. But yeah, see, obviously, you got their closets. You don't really want to see all their clothes, but it's nice and clean, shows well. Shows well. They got all their stuff in there, but it's clean. And there's not a lot of personality in a lot of stuff. Clean, blank slate looking. You could definitely see yourself living in there. I'd take down some of these personal pictures, but yeah, say all in all, it shows quite well considering what you got. Nice little shed in the back. So yeah, my guess is this is from the 40s. All in all. No. Let's see. What does it say? Sometimes it can be hard to tell because there wasn't a lot of improvement. Yeah, 1930. There wasn't a lot of improvement. So obviously there wasn't a lot of construction going on during World War II, and there wasn't a lot of advancements technologically during that time in home building. So it can be sometimes hard to tell like the immediate post-war houses. The number one thing that I have found is if you're going right after the war, that's when they start introducing the first time I've seen it's like the drywall that's kind of like modern drywall, but not really. They have like instead of the 4x8 pieces of plywood or 4x8 sheets of drywall, they'll have like little ones. It's like 2x4 or something like that, and they'll have kind of. Let me take a step back. Obviously, before they had plaster and lath, and you do all that. That was in the 20s, up to the 20s, etc. Then after the war, they had made some advancements with the drywall. They'd have these kind of like they weren't like in the big old full size like we have now. They'd it's like a middle ground there, but these things were like really heavy, and you still had to do like a lot of more plastering basically to it. And actually, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say prefer plaster, but those things they were an improvement. I clicked this one. Sorry, if you want to hear more about construction technologies, feel free to ask. My number is, hold on, let me try this. I'm going to try this. Oh, wait, no. I was going to see if I can put my phone number. Yeah, my phone number is right there. I did that when I was sick. I made that little design. So, if you have any questions about construction stuff, give me a call. I like to talk about that stuff sometimes. Uh, this caught my eye, and only because it's at $217,000 for a townhouse. Now, I assume that's going to be like something like a bare bones, and no one's really going to buy those. But just knowing the cost that would take to build that, um, the land and everything to build up all that. They don't mention the HOA amount because they probably really don't know because they just started building it. But yeah, I mean that price is for a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 218. There's not a big profit in that one. Either that or so I assume that's not really going to be what they sell for. Yeah, and it's cheap, and I highlight this one because it's near that hospital there. There's a lot of good townhouses near that hospital. So I think it would be a good idea if you had a plan for renting it out, or if you were a nurse or something, or a doctor fresh out of school. I don't know how they do doctor stuff like that, but Yes, not the best showing. They could definitely take some better pictures. But yeah, I would definitely recommend them taking better pictures of this. It's not a for sale by owner, is it? It's probably an agent. Yeah. If you're, I don't want to talk bad about any agents, but if your agent won't pay a couple $100 to get professional pictures taken, you probably don't want that agent. So here, this one looks a lot better. 277, 3 bedroom, 2 baths, a little further out, but still not too far from that hospital. See, they got the light on it so you can see it well. This area, obviously, that's all. I don't know if it's AI, but it's art of, what do they call it? Virtual staging of some sort. I like this layout with the pantry in the corner like that. That's personal preference. Kind of, it was popular. It's still pretty recent, but I don't think I haven't seen it as much on the newish properties. New. But it was popular up until the last few years. I like it, but all it's down to personal preference. So see what do we got here? Let's see. Look, you look different. So yeah, we got a little awning right there, right? Sorry, I got itchy eye. I was under the weather. Oh yeah, that's a nice little. I think that awning's gonna add a lot actually. May not seem like it, but oh wait, was this one that I saw? Said better than new. Yeah, better than new. Built in 2024. I do have to say it probably is. Um, imagine they probably bought this for that amount or less. So it's always good to see if your agent can't find this, all this information. You want to look at the history. So help you give you an idea of what. Let's see. So it's built in 2024. So we don't have the record. You can find this stuff in the public record where it was actually sold for. It's not on here. But let's see. Look at what we got. June 2nd. It was originally listed for 300. So that's what, coming up on 3 months ago. And so then they kept on dropping it, kept on dropping. So every week or two they're dropping it a little bit down to 280. Then they just like, well, maybe we'll just try to rent it for 2100, which is kind of high for that area. I'd say probably 18 would be my idea what it would really rent for. And yeah, then 277.9. So they gave up. These might be some motivated people. I'm telling you. You might wanna, if you get the right offer at the right time, you might be able to get a deal. I target this one. Yeah, if you can even get $5,000-$10,000 more off. See what the other ones are selling for. Do a full comparison of what you got going on. I'm gonna hurry up. I think it is no matter. I always feel like an hour. 235. I like this one. Little in Cartersville. So I double checked the driving. It's not that much further if you want to go north for this one. If it is, because let's take a look at the map. So it's a little way off the highway, but it's still not too bad. Sorry, excuse me. Try not to sneeze. So if you're going south, yeah, this might not be the best location because you got to do that and then that. But if you're going north, it's not really any further from like here, then you can just go to there. But so it's a little bit ways out. You're not in the city, but you still get a nice little house for 235, 3 bedroom, $1,100. It's caught my eye. this would definitely be, let's say, a location. Let's say, with so many deals out there, I just try to highlight more. Not to say that it's listed for a deal, because you can find a deal on anything. You want a good house, number one, at a good price. See, look, they took they took a little bit of work. They put new pine straw down and they planted some shrubs. And they cleaned everything off, showing well, nice and easy. You can move in. Hopefully, it's not a flip. But you say, just, you also got to look out for houses, even if they weren't to flip. So I don't. This isn't a flip because that's the old school cabinets, probably. You got to watch out for flips. Wait. See, that's telling me like what? And that's quartz? Or do they just cut the back off? I'm confused. I don't know if I've ever seen. So they got like that. This must be granite or something. I've never seen that cut. Is that OG? I think it is. I forget the name of it. But anyway, or waterfall. I don't know. But I've never seen it without. It looks like the cheap stuff, but it doesn't have like the back thing. So either they cut that off, which I highly doubt, or that's granite. That cut's not cheap. I tell you what. I don't know. Kind of see. Oh, whoa. What was that? If that's your personality, go for it. If you love it, it looks better on that, even though it does no job up there. But it looks better at least. The colors. Yeah, that might be a flip. Even if it wasn't a flip by them, it might have been a flip from someone else. But you still got to look out for 254. What's my time? My goal is to stay 30 minutes. I'm obviously not going to do that. 47 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. A little bit improvement. 253. We got to look at this. What's the deal with this one? I don't want to look at. That's weird. Why do they do that with the windows? Is that just a style thing? I'm confused. I don't want to look at pictures yet. Okay, so we don't have a lot of pictures. So there's some. It's not always what you see. It's what you don't see. Opportunity awaits. Yeah, you got to do some work on this thing. It has charming architectural details, though. Yeah. So that go down. Like I feel, I don't know. I see this and I think, oh, there's gonna be a fire damage or something, and they're probably like, oh, I don't want to show it because there's, damage to the wall in the bathroom or the needs a new bathroom. Like, no, I'm thinking that the whole thing's burnt up. So I'm thinking going in, like I'm gonna offer them like $150,000 because it needs like $250,000 worth of work. Just to tell you, oh, metal roof, 155. Okay, you got me. Let's take a gander. 155, fixer upper, obviously. 1,200 square foot. That's perfectly fine, especially for a rental. 3 bedroom, 1 bath, right? Yeah, that's perfectly good, especially for a rental. Let's see, what could we do? Painting this a different color. The thing about metal roofs, they're awesome and you can just paint them. You don't want to be painting them if you don't have to, so, but that's a good way to seal it. What I would do if I bought this house, take out all these things. You know that. You maybe leave one or these two things. It might be kind of cool to weight them on side and side, but it's just taken away from the house. If you're gonna show this house, I think my daughter had that same bike. Um, if you're gonna show this house, just take up all that stuff. I mean, you can put it right back at least. You just make it look good in the picture. Because the whole job of your listing is to get people to the. Ooh, I'm willing to bet. Yeah, there's water coming in right there. All right, so let's see. Now, ooh, nice and dark. Looks fine though. Mm-hmm. I appreciate they don't, or it was their TV. So I appreciate. No, I was about to say I appreciate they don't watch TV, but I guess they do. That's a big TV too, for that house. Is that water? Is that water damage? Mm, yeah. Uh, yeah. Uh, yeah, it definitely needs some work. The annoying thing about ceilings is everything is below them and gravity does not help you. I'm looking for that room. Yeah. So that's your style. That's cool. I like it better than and this I would much prefer this room than one with the nasty than this room. They say this paint was gonna make that look a world. Paint and clean is gonna make that thing look a world better. Yeah, I mean, for the price, I would definitely be looking at this. That'd be a great rental opportunity. Say you can rent that for 1,500 a month. You can probably fix this thing up for 30,000 bucks or so. Less than that, I imagine. Depending on those ceilings can get expensive. Do I have anything? That's it. Have a good one. Sorry, I tried to go 30 minutes. I made it in